Switzerland and Pakistan both just adopted the Internet Computer Protocol as their sovereign cloud provider, replacing Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Two nation states on two separate continents choosing blockchain over big tech as their national infrastructure for cloud solutions. This is unprecedented and what seems to be the first few dominoes in a global initiative towards adopting sovereign cloud solutions. So massive, massive news for the Internet Computer Protocol and Dfinity Foundation. I'm Chris Yost with the Cloud Foundation. If you enjoy ICP content like this, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. So let's start with the biggest story in all of crypto right now that nobody is talking about. On November 24th, 2025, Switzerland's Conference of Data Protection Officers officially ruled against using Microsoft 365 and US cloud providers for sensitive government data. They cited the U.S. Cloud Act, which lets U.S. authorities compel Microsoft, Amazon, and Google to hand over data regardless of where it's physically stored. So now Swiss regulators and officials are coming out and saying that international SaaS providers should not be used for sensitive data unless the government holds its own encryption key. This isn't just Switzerland. Denmark is also going Microsoft free. Germany is pulling 30,000 civil servants off of Microsoft workstations, and Europe is in a quiet revolt against US cloud dominance. So this is a global initiative to move towards sovereign, decentralized cloud solutions that are secure by default, unstoppable by default, right? We need these systems now. They're not optional anymore. They are absolutely necessities. And we're talking about hospitals, banks, airports, critical services and infrastructure is now depending on these solutions. So they need guarantees. Blockchain and ICP can offer those guarantees, and that's why they've been adopted, baby. It's happening, and it's incredibly exciting. Should be the most exciting year we've seen for ICP thus far. So after this was stirred up about sovereign cloud solutions and not using US cloud providers, 3 weeks later, Dfinity launches the Swiss Subnet on January 21st at World Computer Day in Davos, alongside some of the most important, influential, powerful people in the entire world at the WEF meetup, and along the likes of companies such as Google, Nvidia, Citibank, many other big names. All the big boys are there, right? So the Swiss Subnet is comprised of 13 independent node providers based in Switzerland and Liechtenstein. The Swiss Subnet guarantees that all storage, all compute, processing, etc. stays within Swiss borders verifiably on the blockchain, guaranteed to stay within their borders securely in a tamper-proof environment, unstoppable, immutable environment. Incredibly important, incredibly imperative at this point. So all this was launched alongside 60 plus heads of state and 830 plus CEOs at Davos. You can think of this as like the Swiss bank account for cloud computing. Unfreezable, unstoppable, legally domiciled in the safest jurisdiction on earth, literally. So Switzerland is obviously known globally for its neutrality, its banking privacy, institutional trust, setting precedents for technology, the internet and computing standards, etc., development standards. It's the home to the United Nations, Red Cross, WTO, WHO, World Economic Forum, all the people that make the global decisions. So imagine the United Nations or Red Cross running verifiable, transparent operations on decentralized infrastructure on ICP. That's not hypothetical anymore. That's literally what's happening. Swiss cloud engines were also announced, so now companies can rent cloud infrastructure directly on the Swiss Subnet. This will target banks, hospitals, government bodies, enterprises, etc., needing full data sovereignty and security. So it's designed specifically for regulated industries and max compliance as a tamper-proof cloud solution that's not controlled by big tech or US cloud. So then a few weeks later, February 10th, Pakistan announces globally that they will be adopting ICP as their sovereign cloud solution as well. So Pakistan Digital Authority and the Dfinity Foundation sign an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, defining AI integration in education and national infrastructure. Pakistan committing $1 billion towards AI research at the same time that they're announcing this partnership with Dfinity and ICP. Insane. ICP's second sovereign subnet is announced in a completely different economy, completely different continent, but applying the same exact solution and technology to empower their governmental and societal infrastructure. Insanely bullish. And also what's being deployed in Pakistan, a national messenger app, which is a private verifiable government communication system. We're all wondering if this is open chat or not. Open chat's been built and tested and proven and would be a perfect solution for this, but they could also have their own novel custom solution for Pakistan. It remains to be seen. Dfinity is gifting 1,500 Caffeine AI licenses to government and enterprise startups to encourage adoption and use of the Caffeine AI vibe coding platform that deploys decentralized applications directly on the Internet Computer Protocol blockchain network in a plug-and-play environment, tamper-proof, unstoppable, you own it, sovereign, all that, right? Pakistan will now be officially implementing this product, Caffeine. Some context from my quant on this: 1,500 government and enterprise licenses. In the SaaS world, this is a massive initial contract. These aren't like $10 Spotify subscriptions. These are institutional seats. That's thousands of daily active builders burning cycles on mainnet every day. So bullish. Pakistan isn't just adopting cloud, they're leapfrogging the cloud era entirely, building an AI native government with Caffeine, quite literally, on ICP. Dfinity also committing to establish permanent local presence in Pakistan. This is a long-term commitment, not just a short-lived press release. So very cool to see. I assume we'll see this in other countries as well, beyond Pakistan and Switzerland, more, dedicated efforts towards permanent presence in these countries. Let me start up the Nashville hub. I got it. I will run it. Dominic Williams says this partnership enables Pakistan to build, own, and operate AI and cloud services on its own terms. And that is a beautiful thing that every country could use. So the UN is already here. Here's what most people don't realize or forget. I tend to forget. Dfinity's relationship with the United Nations is not new. It's well underway. So the UNDP partnership goes back to July 2024. The United Nations Development Program partnered with Dfinity to build universal trusted credentials on ICP, the purpose being a tamper-proof digital credentialing system for financial inclusion of micro, small, and medium enterprises globally. This uses ICP's internet identity for verifiable credentials. This was developed alongside the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and the UN Assistant Secretary General Marcos Neto called it a pivotal moment for digital inclusion and economic empowerment. And also the UNODC partnership from April 24, which is a 3-year partnership with UN Office on Drugs and Crime and the Knowledge Foundation alongside Dfinity Foundation. This was announced at Oxford University's Blockchain and Education Summit, where the focus was anti-corruption education and digital knowledge systems built on ICP. Wow. Also, lots of hackathons at major universities went down worldwide under the UN's Coding for Integrity framework. All the really cool international events we saw, hackathons, Caffeine hackathons that popped up all over the world. It's like, yeah, who's running that? Who's funding that? Well, apparently the United Nations. It's insane. ICP is not playing. So when I say imagine the United Nations running on ICP, we're not speculating here. They already are. 2 separate UN agencies and a plan to scale to 10 countries. This is already happening right now, and most of it's behind NDAs and takes several years of, testing, training, implementation before they can ever talk about it or go live with the launch. It's only a matter of time until all of these start coming out of the woodwork and launching and fostering true adoption. So very exciting times to be into ICP. Egypt and the Menese protocol, they're doing crazy multi-chain utility. They've been shipping like crazy, delivering more and more utility that nobody's even talking about. If the things that Menese is dropping were to be dropped on Ethereum or Solana, they'd be worldwide news. But they go under the rug on ICP. So all at once, we have Pakistan adopting AI and blockchain technology for their government and universities. We have the Swiss neutrality movement going on, and Switzerland declaring outright they will not be using US cloud anymore, Google, Amazon, or Microsoft. They will be pivoting to ICP and the Swiss Subnet. Then we have the United Nations play, 2 separate initiatives under piloting, being tested, all at the same time that the heat is on big tech and centralized cloud providers. So it's just a perfect storm for ICP to capitalize on, and that's what they're doing. They're rolling out one country at a time, one sovereign subnet at a time. Insanely bullish news for the internet computer and the Dfinity Foundation. I also wanted to give a massive shout out to Brandon Reverse Gas Model and give some love on this banger tweet he put out. It says, POV, ICP is dead. Meanwhile, ICP partnering with the United Nations, UNDP Partnership for Digital Credentials, also the Monetary Authority of Singapore for Universal Trusted Credentials Initiative, Valor Incorporated for the first ICP ETP, ICP partnering with single major Swiss private banking player, and I gave Brandon crap for not including Cambodia, and I was just joking. This was an amazing lineup of so many different narratives ICP has on the back burner that we've all forgotten about, right? So kudos, Brandon. Thanks for reminding us of all of these. This is the level we're on now. Like, there's so many insanely bullish happenings with ICP internationally that we're forgetting we're partnered with entire nation states. It's hilarious. The United Nations chose Cambodia strategically as the first nation on earth to pilot their Universal Trusted Credentials System, UTC, built on ICP, a live deployment in a real country with a plan to scale to 10 more countries. Cambodia is only the first pilot of this plan, and I know they are also partnering with Dfinity to some extent with smart cities, smart city infrastructure, AI, blockchain infrastructure for cities. So extremely interesting and exciting there. So people say ICP is dead. That's Swiss banks, Fortune 500 companies, the United Nations, sovereign nations, institutional custody providers, management consultants, and an entire country running a live pilot. So yeah, you can keep saying ICP is dead, but you're obviously turning a blind eye to the facts. I want to shout out Fabio, the technical analyst and ICP enthusiast YouTuber. Fabio said he was invited to Davos by Dfinity Foundation as a technical analyst. He said he asked Dfinity and met with Dom and Pierre and asked his hard questions, and he said he was more satisfied with the answers he received than he ever imagined. So whatever he was told, we're dying to know. But when the Pakistan subnet dropped, Fabio said this is just the tip of the iceberg. So who knows what's coming down the pipeline? We can imagine there's going to be more NGOs needing data sovereignty, sovereign cloud solutions, and radical transparency for their compute, for their storage, for their data, right? Enterprise is tired of the big tech cloud lock-in, vendor lock with their cloud solutions. And Switzerland just literally demonstrated how real the demand is for these sovereign cloud solutions. There's a real demand in developing nations that are wanting the same digital independence without building from scratch. ICP provides solutions for them. Regional blocs like the EU, African Union, the ASEAN are looking for neutral infrastructure to build on, secure, unstoppable, tamper-proof. And eventually big tech themselves will come around. They'll be forced to either integrate or compete with ICP's terms once decentralization and sovereign infrastructure and compute is the new standard. Big tech's going to have to come around and compete with that. Why wouldn't big tech want to inherit the beneficial properties of blockchain, the tamper-proof, the unstoppable, right? We can't keep seeing the cloud crashes, the East 1, the CrowdStrike, the Cloudflare, all these crashes taking down critical infrastructure. It's no longer acceptable. We need solutions now, and ICP has the solution ready now. So the market's ready, the world is ready. 2026 is the year of ICP, and I could not be more excited to be here with you all. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you want me to cover and talk about. And I have so many exciting things coming down the pipeline I can't wait to share. This is just a small sliver needed to do an update. It's been a while, so wanted to come back and give a fresh update on ICP and the state of the world and cloud. So until next time, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris with the Cloud Foundation. Peace.